well, I think we've lost Cleo. Alonzo, final arguments, final comments.
Well, I don't have an argument. I don't
Well,
have a
comments.
comment. I have
My bad. Comments.
yeah, some clarity. A couple of things. One, again, knowing the culture of McKinney. McKinney is truly, their motto is unique by nature. McKinney's unique by nature. What's happening is that you have people that don't know about the culture that is taking place. I'm gonna end with a story here. There was a lady by the name of Miss Beatrice Bailey. Her mom was a school teacher. Her father was a pastor of First Baptist in McKinney, which was initially called Second Baptist. She was the first student to desegregate, because it hasn't been integrated, to desegregate MISD. She was also one that desegregated downtown. This lady is in my mother's generation, this age group. So not long, one generation. And the racial epithets that were thrown, the things that happened at the counter impacted her life tremendously. Fast forward to the children. Her son, Mr. Sammy Walker, former NFL player. But before he got to that point, he was home on leave from Texas Tech. He gets detained, beaten, and locked away, shackled by McKinney Police Department. No one knew where Mr. Sammy Walker was for 3 days. His mom is going frantically all over town talking to my mom, and we'll keep beating the streets. Hey, have you seen Sammy? Have you seen Sammy? It took his coach, Spike Dykes, to fly down from Texas Tech to McKinney to let Mr. Sammy Walker out. That's in my generation. So when you don't understand the culture of what has taken place in McKinney, it's difficult for you to speak on it. I will end on this note. Mr. Chad Green, he put out that Antifa and Black Lives Matter was there, and this started, and I'll send you the screenshot. Mr. Chad Green was going on there and trying to de-escalate what was happening, but it's like Pandora's box. Everything open, and you can't get it back in there. So he and I have spoken privately, and we will continue to speak. But when someone says to stand down, you need to teach black people how to talk, I really have a problem with that. I really do. I really do. I would like to be back on the show. And someone says about being passionate and heated. The only one that I saw this morning get heated was Miss Cleo. So this is the way I talk. I've talked like this since I was in the second grade. I've always talked this way. Anyone has ever spoken with me, they'll tell you. The raspy voice of Alonzo Tutson. So I really do have a problem with they need to stand down, they need to be quiet and not say anything, and not understanding that we all need to sit down and talk. So these conversations are being had. And I would like to have a talk with you all off the air because there is cultural differences. I'll end on this note. It's not proper English. My grandmother was an English professor, but she had a saying. She said, all kinfolk ain't kinfolk. And with that, I yield the mic. Thank you all, JP, Kathy, and the crew for allowing me to come on and share this morning. And I hope you have a wonderful and blessed weekend. Thank you.
Of course. Alonzo, you as well, and Chad, thank you, and Councilman Shimwell and Cleo as well. You know, first of all, we're tackling a very hard topic. It's not an easy topic. It's close to home. It hits close to home to a lot of people. When things hit close to home, what do they say? Home field advantage, right? Well, there's a reason for that, because a lot of times it'll be adrenaline and the fact that you're defending home that gets you there. And so I want to say thank you to Alonzo. Thank you to Chad. Alonzo, we want you back. Chad, we want you back. We want Councilman Shimwell back. Cleo back. We want to talk about what's going on in McKinney, because there's a lot going on.
Well,
and so
I'm glad. Is my mic live?
Yeah, you're live. We can hear you.
Okay. I can't hear myself.
Okay,
I was like, as long as y'all can hear me, I'm kind of like Alonzo. I've had this same voice since I was in second grade.
Boy, I know that. I can remember.
Woo, that's why I became a teacher. I really appreciate the fact that everybody was willing to come together, and emotions can rise high, and people can take things out of context and be offended by something when they didn't hear the whole thing. Like I think that Alonzo didn't, and Councilman Shimwell maybe didn't quite understand. Well, you weren't saying that he needs to stand down. That's not who you are. No, you were just saying in that particular instance that you watched on film, you were asking, was there a better leadership choice that the councilman could have made? I think that's all you were trying to say. And not that I have to defend you, but you're my friend, and I am. I'm the mom.
And it's not about defense. And I get what Alonzo's saying, though. The culture is different, right? So, and I get what Shimwell's saying. What they're saying is, I don't know that I disagree with you that you're right. There should be a respect factor. But when you put up with it for so long, at some point, it's so disrespectful on the other side.
And it's kind of like when if you've ever been in a fight with your spouse or with somebody in your family and you've held something in for so long, it's like I heard that today. That's what I heard. And I don't want to say from the other side, because I feel like we're all human beings. We all, those of us who live in this county, we need to all be able to work together for the greater good for everybody, and especially for our youth. And I don't want our youth to be left behind in this, because we're leading by example right now. And I'd like to see us lead by a better example. All of us, both sides, both extremes. But I do appreciate the fact that, JP, this discussion went for over an hour.
Right.
And I don't know that I've ever seen on any show anywhere people who felt so passionate about what they feel that they were able to have. This was a great.
Decorum was kept.
It was a good conversation, and you don't have to. And at the end of the day, we're not trying to change anybody's minds or have anybody. You agree on this and you agree on that. But as long as we can start that conversation, I think we started it today, and everybody's agreed to come back. That's a win for all of us, right?
And again, it's mutual respect, right. And that's what everybody's looking for. And when you don't get it, then maybe you get mutual disrespect. And the question is, do you have to rise above that? But then the question is, well, if you never can have your voice heard because of the disrespect on one side, then what do you do to match it? And I think that may be a big question that comes out of all of this as well.
Well, and I'm looking forward to going on tour with Alonzo.
Oh, I am as well. We'll be in contact with Alonzo.
We appreciate that, so thank you for that. Yeah.